There's a voice in your head that sounds like you, but it isn't. Not entirely. It's a mix of every voice you've ever heard. Unfiltered, unchallenged, unchosen. And the most dangerous part? You've accepted it as your own. The voice that tells you you're not good enough. The one that questions everything you do. The one that replays your worst moments and downplays your best ones. That voice didn't start with you. It was installed. From the moment you were born, you were being programmed. By parents, teachers, friends, media, culture. Every comment, every criticism, every time you were ignored or misunderstood. It shaped the script that now runs in the background of your life. And now, you don't even question it. Because it speaks in your tone, it uses your memories, it wears your face. But here's what you need to know. That voice can't tell the future. It doesn't know what you're capable of. It's just an echo of your past, a loop made of repetition and emotion. And if you never challenge it, it becomes your reality by default. You wake up every day not thinking, but repeating. Repeating doubts you inherited. Repeating fears you didn't choose. Repeating limitations that feel like facts, but are actually just beliefs. And beliefs? They're just thoughts you keep thinking. They feel permanent, but they're not. They can be questioned, rewritten, replaced. The problem is, you rarely take a step back from the noise. You hear that voice all day, every day. So much that you forget you're the one listening, not the one speaking. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your entire life building a reality around a voice that was never truly yours. Think about it. How many decisions have you made because that voice said you couldn't? How many chances have you avoided because that voice told you you weren't ready? How much of your potential have you delayed, dismissed, or destroyed because of a thought that never belonged to you in the first place? You weren't born with self-doubt. You weren't born thinking you had to earn love. You weren't born believing your worth came from achievement or approval. You were taught that. And if it was learned, it can be unlearned. But only if you start listening on purpose. You have to become the observer. Catch the voice when it speaks. Notice the patterns. Interrupt them. When it says, you always mess things up. You don't argue emotionally. You question logically. Who told me that? When did I first believe that? Is that even true now? Because here's the thing. Most of the thoughts that run your life aren't facts. They're old, unexamined scripts written by people who didn't even know who you were going to become. And yet, they still hold the pen. You have to take it back. You do that by creating a new voice, a conscious one, a deliberate one that doesn't come from fear, but from clarity, from who you're choosing to be, not who you were trained to be. That new voice speaks differently. It doesn't scream over your insecurities. It doesn't insult you into progress. It doesn't use guilt as motivation. It's steady. It's direct. It's quiet enough to hear only when you stop chasing noise and sit with yourself. But most people won't. They'll keep listening to the familiar voice, even if it hurts, because it's comfortable. And comfort is addictive, even when it costs you everything. You have to be willing to feel uncomfortable in order to grow. You have to be willing to be wrong about who you thought you were. You have to give up the identity that was built on survival, so you can create one built on intention. Because survival might have kept you alive, but it won't help you live. You are not the voice in your head. You are the one who hears it. And that means you can change it, but not overnight. It starts with awareness, noticing the loops, disrupting the rhythm, replacing judgment with curiosity, replacing shame with direction. You don't fight the old voice with force. You starve it. You stop feeding it your focus. You stop agreeing with it. You stop rehearsing it. And slowly, that voice fades. Not because it's gone, but because you've stopped giving it power. In its place, something better can grow. A voice that builds. A voice that grounds. A voice that reminds you, you are not broken. You are not behind. You are not unworthy. You're just unpracticed in believing otherwise. And that's what this journey is. Not becoming someone new, but remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. So the next time that voice whispers something small, something bitter, something that makes you shrink, ask yourself, who taught me to think like this? And why should they get to decide who I become? That voice isn't yours. It never was. But the next one can be. Choose it. Can be. Choose it.